And again, here's where our fan comes in. If I can get it to work right here. Here's where our fan comes into play. Here's our little... Now I can dip these too. Same thing, same idea. And now I got little pops. There's my holders back here. Hold on. It's dripping. I gotta let her stop dripping first before I get my holder. I have a piece of styrofoam back here. Actually, it's rubber that I'm sticking these things in. But I gotta let this dry. And if I was smart, I'd have had my fan ready. Whoop whoop. I'd have had my fan ready. So I gotta hold these till it stops dripping. Come on. The fan would help. Again, cooling. See if I can do it one more time. Probably. Now I'm doing one hand, I'm for sure I'm gonna break it. For sure it's gonna go. Did it finally die? No, it fell out. I thought I killed it. So I want to cool this down. And I can do the same thing. I can dip this into something. Now if I'm doing a party of some sort and I want to be really clever or really different, maybe I'll dip these in a little bit of anise seeds, just to be different. I'm just gonna just to be, you know, really real different. I'll put some spice in there. All right. I should have got my little rack out here first. I think I can get to my rack down. I don't want to put it down because then it's going to have the flat side. I don't want a flat side. Here we go. This is some stuff we did last week. Move some of this junk out of the way. You missed out last week if you were here. We had TV station showed up last week. So that was nice. I don't know whether anybody saw it or not. I didn't get a chance to see it, but they were here for hours. Really? Couldn't get them out of the building. They ate, I went to lunch. I came back. They were still here. Uh-oh. Did I wait too long? Yeah. Well, I waited too long on that one. But you get the idea.
We get the idea.
You get the idea. Let's see how fast that's set up. Now, this one's done in chocolate clay. So let's play with that before we get to the cake box here. Let's play with the chocolate clay. Now, what is chocolate clay? It's chocolate mixed with a corn syrup type, you know, a glucose, right? Which now it becomes pliable, but workable because, again, chocolate melts at body temperature. So, just push that on. There it is. We sell it in 5-pound containers, but we're whacking up some over here, and they're going to price some of this for us. It's kind of like a fudge consistency, kind of.
Is yours made with real chocolate?
Yes,
So
this
then
is
it's
imported
tasty
Belgian
then.
chocolate.
So then it's tasty.
This is really, yeah, it's tasty. Now, right, you're going to, if you want to do white, you want 1/3 corn syrup.
For 1 pound of chocolate,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Per pound. So it's basically 1/3 corn syrup to a pound of chocolate.
But that's to be the white corn syrup.
Clear.
The clear, yeah.
Do clear, yeah, otherwise you get a... Good, excellent. Now I want to roll it.
I'm going to take this. There you go.
Now I want to roll it out. because I want it nice and smooth, just like the caramel. It works just like the caramel. You can roll it just like the caramel. Now, because I want to do some decorations with this, perfect. It's a little Christmas tree. Just let it. You can do any of these. These cutters are great. Oops. So, but you can take any of these cookie molds. The other thing I do with the cookie molds is pour chocolate in them, and then you put whatever whatever topping you want to put on it. These are blueberries.
Blueberry. Oh, that's cool.
Make that a little bit thick. Candy corn. You can anything. Just your imagination. Use your imagination when you put stuff together.
What's up?
We'll do a couple more of these. Then we're going to go with the cake. We're going to look at the cake pop things, which are very, very clever. This is the only problem with the demonstration. It takes a little bit longer to cool things, but. If you're doing a wedding, do these little bows on them and a shower. The small ones are nice. If you want it, now these are hard because it's all chocolate. When we cut this open, cute, huh? That made drip. So toppings, there's no end to it. Spices, I got all kinds of spices. I got coriander. I did some crushed red pepper last week. People love that. That's what's on this one. Looks like leaves, crushed red. Right. I did coriander. Here's anise on. That's the one we did on anise. You know, it's here, peppercorns. Peppercorns. Now, there's one thing about chocolate. Chocolate is a very strong, dense flavor profile to it. So when you get chocolate in your mouth, it takes a while for anything else to get through it. So you tend to use a little bit more of these spices than you think. Because, you know, unless you dust them on the outside, then you're going to taste them right away. But if they're in the piece, generally you get them at the end. I did some filled, I don't know if these are it or not, filled, and here's a little cocoa pod when it comes out. But I had filled, this is the shell, and this is the ganache. You know, actually I did solid chocolate, but that would be ganache inside. That's what it would look like. But this is the right way. That one pulled out. But I did some of them with pepper inside, and you say, taste it, I don't taste it. And you get all done, you go, wow, now I taste it. You know, yeah. So that's what happens. Okay, our air-dried pieces seem to be a tad shinier, but if you look real close, there's some streaks in them. So tomorrow they might be a little streaky because they didn't set up real fast. But right now they're shiny because they weren't shocked like the other ones. No streaks in those. So easy to work with, no waste because you just reuse whatever you don't use. You know, camera's off. Good. You just reuse what you didn't use and keep going. You know, now you can be creative and make your own pieces. Years ago, the roses were very popular, making the roses out of rose petals out of them and everything. But I like these cookie cutters because, man, you can bang a lot of stuff out real quick for decoration, and you don't have to be, you know, artsy, so to speak. But it looks nice. You know, if you want to do just apples and you want to decorate them. Let's say if this was white, you know, you could put, or green, you could put a dab of chocolate on this and stick it on there. You know, or have leaves coming out the top. But you would need a dab of chocolate because it's too greasy, you know. Or if I want to really get crazy, I could have putting stuff down and can't find it. Here we go, right in front of my face. I could really get and just kind of put a design on there without going all the way through. You know, it's just whatever you. This has to be a mushroom. You know, you could whatever. You know, it's just something you have fun with. Because this chocolate is very viscous, very thin, this is what you get. You get these feet on the bottom. Generally, that's what happens most of the time. Unless you're going to hold it and really let it dry in your hand, so when you put it down, it doesn't keep running. I was going to decorate that, but it didn't happen. Bottom's a little thin. Caramel's starting to squish out on this on the bottom. So it didn't. The weight of the thing kind of pushed it out. This won't happen with this stuff. This stuff is firm. And gives a nice, these are fresh apples, so if anybody does want to try it, I bought these yesterday, so they're good. Okay. More than welcome to try, see what it tastes like. So these are cake balls.
Okay. Okay.
And now, these are very soft. So I got to put them in the freezer after you make them. What it is, it's bake a cake, crumble the cake up in the bowl gently. Take frosting.
Not cream cheese.
You could use cream cheese.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't think about cream cheese. They used frosting.
Okay.
And you mix the frosting in gently, and then you roll them in the ball. But since they're very soft, you got to stick them in the freezer before you dip them in chocolate, so that they firm up. So I'm going to put them in there for a few minutes.
Isn't that so messy though, the frosting?
Yeah, it's messy. That part, that's why I'm not doing it. I said, you know what? I said to Katie, you make them, I'll dip them. So I dipped these the other. This one I didn't do. The rest of them I did.
But if you freeze them and then you're
Well,
gonna do it with
it's not
chocolate.
frozen like a rock. You want
because
it to.
with chocolate, then
Well,
I like to.
that's why it's not going to be frozen. I'm only going to put them in there for
okay.
about 10 minutes just to firm them up, so I can get the stick in them.
Oh, okay.
Right. So she made a white cake. She did a white cake last week. These are a little bit more firmer than the other ones. I think I don't think I have to freeze them.
Really cute.
But you got to do the prep work. You got to have something to put them on as soon as you make them. Otherwise, you got a problem because you're stuck with it, right? So I punched a bunch of holes in this baby, and here's the trick. Sticks, the balls, the chocolate. Dip the stick in chocolate because you want to make it like a glue. Don't just stick the stick right into the ball because it's going to come off. So I'm going to make like a glue, and I'm going to stick it in there, and I'm going to turn it upside down and let it firm up. So it's like a glue on there, right?
And that was in the freezer for a while.
This one was not, but this one's from last. I wouldn't eat this one. This is from last week.
Oh.